And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're going to be taking a look at 3 games in one review. That's because it's 3 games that come in one box. We have Muckensitch, Danger, and Zwickern. Mosquito Bite, Danger, and Pints Wins. I'm not really sure what the translation for all these are, but you can see that there's 3 different games in one box. Now, I think that's a pretty cool idea. I like the idea of multiple games in a box, unless, of course, you're trying to package off several garbage games with one mediocre game, which is what often happens in this situation. When you see a bunch of games in one box, that's often because most of them aren't that very good. Is that the case for this? Let's look. Alright, here we go. 3 games. In the first game, you're going to have some cards that are laid in the middle of the table. Each of these cards has a value, although some cards have multiple values, and it's up to you to decide what value it is. So this one here in the middle can be 3 or 13. On your turn, you're going to be discarding a card from your hand if it is the sum of these numbers or if it equals one of these numbers, and you'll take that card and put it in front of you. Or you will add it to one of the cards in the middle, saying, for example, that this is now a 1 or this is a 15, adding or subtracting 7 to that so that it is harder or easier for other people to get. When you take the last card of the 3 on the table, you will score a point next to your pile. You will then continue to do this. If there's no cards in the middle, the next person will put 1 card in and then draw 2 more cards from the top of the deck to add. This will go back and forth until finally, thankfully, the game will be over, and whoever has gotten the most points is the winner. Alright, Muckensitch here is a trick-taking game that has 4 different suits. You can see the suits here. They're red, green, blue, and black, or fly swatters, poison spray, and blood speckles. And the cards go from 1 to 12. You'll notice here that there are 12 of the different blood spots. Here there's 7 fly swatters, so the number of things is on the card, which is a nice design choice. As players are playing the game, they have to realize that in a deck there is 1 through 12 of each of the 4 colors, but there's actually 2 12s of each color, and there's also a mosquito card, or 2 of them, for each color. Now, one player goes first, and on that player's turn, they'll play any card they want from their hand. Each other player must follow suit when they play that, and if cards are played ordinarily, whoever plays the highest card is going to take that suit. Just so you know, each of these cards can be worth 1 point at the end of the game, so not a bad deal. The mosquito is the highest thing that's played, and so that will win a suit. However, mosquitoes are worth -5 points at the end of the game if you take them. There's multiple 12s and mosquitoes, so the second one will win if 2 of them are played in the same round. When you play a mosquito, let's say this person plays a 1 and I play mosquito, you then can set a trump color, and that trump color will be in effect until another mosquito is played. There are some cards in the game that are double-sided, so you can leave those in the middle so everyone remembers what trump is. And trump means if you play that card in a trick, the highest trump color will win a trick rather than the highest lead card. And then those person will take the points. You will keep doing this until all the cards have been played and taken. Whoever has taken the fewest tricks over the course of the game is then going to pick 1 color, and all the points of that color are doubled. Not the mosquito points, but all the rest. Then the person who's taken the most tricks picks another color, one of the 3 that's not been picked, and those cards are worth nothing, again, except for mosquitoes. So if you capture, and for mosquitoes, let's say I captured both green, only one of them counts against me, but if I captured 1 mosquito of each type, I get -20. But every other card you get is worth 1 point, except for the color excluded, or 2 points for the other color. So that's basically it. Whoever has the most points is the winner, or you can play multiple rounds and add points together from each round. The third game, Danger. On my turn, this one's a very simple game. On my turn, I draw a card. So here I've drawn a 9 red. On my next turn, and we'll go around the table, I'll draw another 9. My next turn here, I've drawn an 8, and I put this in the row that has 9 because it's the same color. However, after my second turn, I can start locking a row. So I would just turn the last card in a row backwards, because if you ever go over 15, in this case I did, boom, there's an explosion, and I'm done. Anytime I draw green in the future, I won't be able to play it. So here I put a 3 next to the 9. I might lock this row. And I say, okay, so now I have 12 points. The next time I draw a card, I draw a yellow 4. There's 4 colors in the deck. Then a green 4 that does nothing for me because my greens have exploded. My red card does nothing because I've locked that row. This yellow here goes after the 4, so now I have a 5 in yellow. So that things are looking up for me. Here's a 6 blue, a 4 blue. Most people would lock it, but Vasel doesn't play that way. A 3 yellow, green doesn't count. Blue, oh, blue explodes. I get no points. And I keep drawing as the game progresses. 5, 8, 14. There, I'm going to lock that sucker. Now, the game will end when one person has all their rows finished. So if your rows aren't completely finished, you might be done anyway if you wait too long to draw your cards. At the end of the game, you're going to get points for each of your rows that hasn't exploded, except the person who has the lowest amount of points in each color gets nothing. So don't quick lock the first card of each row, assuming you'll get some points. So here in this instance, assuming I'm not the smallest number in yellow and red, I would get 12 points here, 5, 8, and I'd get 14 points there because that just rocks. And that's the way. You're going to, once that happens, you clear the cards, you start again. Once the deck goes through, whoever has the most points is the winner. Alright, let's talk about each of the games. I mean, I already mentioned them, but you already kind of know where I stand on them. But the numbers game, it's okay. I don't get it. It just seems so non-decision making. You put cards down and you buy cards essentially and get points, and you're trying to buy the last card, trying not to set up the next person. It's really annoying when it's your turn and there's no cards out there and you're the one who has to replace them. It just wasn't very fun. The mosquito bite is an interesting trick-taking game, but that's basically all it is. It's a trick-taking game with a small variant, you know, where one person picks the suit that's double, the other person picks the suit that there's that's double. I'm sorry. No, one person picks a suit that doesn't score. The mosquitoes change to trump. Okay, that's not bad. It was an enjoyable game, but very mediocre, and that's probably why it's in this collection. Danger, which incidentally is one of the games that most people, when I showed it to them, thought was kind of was actually my favorite of the bunch because it really felt like it was a multi-game blackjack being played, where I'm playing 4 different blackjack games at the same time with other players. And I like that. It's very simple. Flip a card over and see if you go over and lock one of your rows into positions. I do wonder if it might have been better had the number not been 15, like actually go up to 21 and such to give you that more of a push your luck aspect. But I wouldn't know. I haven't tried it that way. But the way it is, it's fun. So, do I recommend this box? Well, probably not. Because I like Danger. I think it's a fun, simple, easy game, but why buy this whole box just for Danger? Trick-taking game is good, so the two of those are, and then the other game might appeal to people who are a little bit more mathy. And I am a math guy. I don't know. Basically, we range from mediocre, fun in the right circumstances. And that's not a and again, I'm assuming that's why these 3 games are together in the box, because not a single one of them, except maybe Danger, would have really stood well on its own. Still, I think it's a good idea, and if these games sounded interesting for you, then hey, why not? It's 3-for-1 deal. But for the rest of you, this is probably a pass. Queen has made several other better games, and I think it's usually best to look at a card game each on their own merits. These together still wouldn't make a great card game.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door, Tom.